Quinn Ewers sustains a shoulder injury in the Texas win against the University of Houston, which leaves second string quarterback Malik Murphy to become the starter here, most likely the starter here for the next couple of weeks while Quinn rehabs on his injury. Let's dig into that on the other side.
This episode is brought to you by BetUS.com. Go to BetUS.com and get yourselves a 125% sign up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner at BetUS.com. Folks, go download that BetUS.com app from your favorite Apple phone or Android phone and get yourselves a 125% sign up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner.
All right, peace, man. Look, I'm going to do a brief recap first of the Houston game, or I'll do it at the end of this podcast. But I want to talk about why I think it's very significant that we got Malik Murphy, and please spell his name right, folks. Maalik, not just one single A, two A's. Why I think this is highly important. Look, man, I'm excited about this. Not excited that Quinn is hurt by no means. I just think Malik Murphy's going to let this thing rip. And I think Texas is going to do some great things and let this thing rip. And I love his arm. I love his moxie. I love all the comments that are coming from the players. You saw when he was warming up, like to actually come into the game. I think you saw Savion Red and it might have been Trey Wisner also on the sideline. They were kind of like, it's your time to shine, bro. So like everybody understands and, just how important this is for a guy like Malik Murphy. And I think this is highly important for him, folks, because we got a guy that's the prototypical quarterback, one of the most highly ranked quarterbacks that's sitting right behind him in Arch Manning. And we know that Arch Manning's floor is extremely high, right? It's extremely high just because of his family name and just the things that he's probably seen throughout his entire life with his grandfather, Archie being, just a hell of a player, probably a Hall of Famer if it's on any team besides the Saints. Seeing his other two uncles, right, being Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, both of them two apiece, so 4 Super Bowls in that family. And then you have Arch Manning come behind them, and people are saying that he might be better than both, right? Now, people forget that Malik Murphy, not Quinn Ewers, Malik Murphy was Steve Sarkisian's first quarterback recruit here at the University of Texas. He's the guy that he went out and got out of California. This is his guy. This is his recruit. Anytime you see Malik on the sidelines, you look at him and that's a man. That's a man. I remember last year going to the shootout, right? We're down in Dallas. It's me and Steven, Texas Homer, and Lando, and we were looking down at the field. We're in the end zone, and we see Malik, and we're like, Jesus Christ, that dude's a freshman, and he's already that big. I mean, he's a kid. I mean, like that's a grown man. He towers over everybody. He's so noticeable, but he has this infectious attitude that you can tell people really gravitate to, towards. And I just saw a clip from Peyton Kirkland that he did, I think in April or May of this year. Where he was like, Malik's the truth. He said he thinks he thinks Archer's great. He thinks Quinn is great. He said Malik's the truth. Like he got something, and I think maybe that's something is maybe what's been missing with this Texas team. My biggest complaint here with Texas has been keeping your foot on the opposing team's neck when you have them down. Texas goes up 21-0 against Houston. Texas should have really went all gas, no brakes, right? That's the motto, right? All gas, no brakes. Put your foot on their throat until they can't breathe anymore. Take some deep shots. Some things that we just didn't do in this game, and just quite honestly throughout the whole season. And I think a guy like Malik Murphy, I mean, I don't know his personal attitude, but he just looks like he's a guy that ain't afraid of nothing. Like he ain't afraid of nothing. He's a gamer. You can tell he's a gamer. And I'm excited to see this happen, folks. And I'm excited to see exactly what Murphy is going to do here at Texas here for the next couple of weeks, if indeed he is going to be named the starter here for the next game against BYU, which from all reports that we're hearing is that barring any setbacks or any injuries or anything, that yes, this is going to be Malik Murphy's team until stated otherwise. Folks, I did a video back a few months ago and I got laughed at quite a bit, by some different forums and people on forums. I said that the most important player on this Texas roster here in 2023 is, I said, Malik Murphy. And people gave me hell. Okay. And I still stand by that. And I stand by that right now because we're in a situation that I wish that we weren't in. Because I always said for Malik Murphy to play, something's going to have to happen to Quinn, right? He's just not going to, Quinn's not going to stink it up. I believe too much in Steve Sarkisian and his coaching that we understood Quinn was going to understand the assignment and get better his second year. And he has drastically gotten better. But if Quinn doesn't stay healthy, then who comes in? And that was the big question was going to be, is it going to be Malik Murphy? Is it going to be Arch Manning? I said, for this team here at Texas, the person that needs to come in has to be Malik Murphy. And he has to be the most important player on this roster. And I say that because look at Texas. We are right now 6-1 with the opportunity to win out, go play for the Big 12 championship game. And I'm hoping OU wins out and we play them again. Right. That's the dream I want. I want to see Texas versus OU in the Big 12 championship game. Not only because I want revenge on them, but I want Texas and OU to stick to the Big 12, and the AD who has made some pretty foul comments about both teams in both schools. But in saying that, I said Malik Murphy has to be the most important player on this roster because if something happens to Quinn Ewers, guess what, folks? I don't want a true freshman coming and save this team again. So that's why I need Malik Murphy to be the best version of himself. He has to be for this team to be outstanding and for this team to continue to catapult themselves into what we believe this team has the opportunity to be and become. And I'm not saying Arch Manning can't do that, but I don't want to trust that on my true freshman's shoulders. I don't care what his last name is. And also, Malik has done his thing, man. Stayed true, tried, trusted, trust the process, came in understanding that he was not going to be the only quarterback taken in his class. Quinn Ewers was taken as a transfer guy. Maybe that rubbed him the wrong way. Who knows? I don't know. But look here. With the age, with the NIL age right now, right? This era where if you over recruit a kid or recruit somebody in the same class and they don't get the just due that they maybe think they should. In this era of college football, those guys transfer out. Just go look at any program across the country. Any program across the country. Hell, we can look at Texas, right? We can look at Hudson Card. Hudson Card starts, and we didn't know if it would be Hudson or Casey. And Hudson doesn't have the best game. It's Arkansas. They pull him. Casey starts against, I forgot who he played, Rice the next game or somebody. I forgot. But anyways, it was a team that Hudson Card was going to have the exact same numbers that Casey had. He was going to ball out that game. He missed reps, and guess what? He missed his opportunity to come back and start again. Last year, Hudson Card, Quinn Ewers, a lot of conflicting reports. Who's looking better in practice? I don't know who was looking better in practice, but we know Quinn got the start. And Hudson was called upon to do great things for us when Quinn got hurt against Alabama, and Hudson did great things for us. Now, Hudson transferred out, right? Casey Thompson transferred out. It's because these guys want to play, and there's only one quarterback on the team, folks. Now, mind you, you are one hit away from being the next guy, but there's one quarterback on the team, folks. So there's no opportunity. If the guy is healthy, you're not playing. It is what it is at quarterback. And I know a lot of teams look at Malik Murphy and understand that, he can go and he can go play a lot of schools. He's that talented. People love to forget that he was a former 5-star guy too as well. Due to California not having football for a certain amount of time, they dropped his rankings down to a 4-star. But what did he do? He went out, still won a state championship, proved people wrong. A lot of big time schools in California wanted him. What did he do? He stayed home, 10 toes down at his own home. State championship. That's what he did. He brought that ring. Brought that ring to his team. You know what I mean? So you got to love what you see out of Malik Murphy. One thing I do love about him is the deep ball threat. He's a deep ball thrower, folks. He's accurate. He has a lot of zip in that ball. I mean, if there's only one complaint about Malik, maybe he throws the ball too hard sometimes. But look, look, it's gonna get there. And then look, those wide receivers, you better be ready for the ball. But getting back to my original statement of why I thought that he was going to be the most important player in this team this year, folks, is because we are 6-1 with all of our goals still on the table. Let's say Quinn's out for 3 games. Let's say he's out for 3 games, folks. We need Malik to win all 3 of them for us. He needs to be a valuable cog in this wheel to assure that we win all 3 of these games so that we stay on the course to win the Big 12 championship, to compete in the Big 12 championship. Can he do it? I have all confidence in him. Pretty sure Steve Sarkisian has all confidence in him as well. And it's about calling the plays that are best for these athletes. But I'm sold. Sark recruited him here for a reason. He's a hell of a talent. He had offers from pretty much everywhere in the country. He could have went anywhere in the country that he wanted to go to. He decided to come here to Texas because he knew for a fact he's going to get developed here at the University of Texas underneath Steve Sarkisian and Milwee. But in saying all that, folks, I said he is going to be, I said months ago, he's going to be the most important player that we need here at the University of Texas right now. And it's showing right now that it's indeed true. He has to step up immediately and do great things for the school so that, guess what, we can guarantee ourselves to get some wins while he is in. We cannot lose a game with Malik at QB1. And so if you don't think that's important, folks, I don't know what else to say to you. Our QB1 is out. We have a new QB1 who's been in the system here for 2 years now. And this QB1 now is counted upon to come out and do great things for this University of Texas Longhorn team and go win games. And he has to do it. There's no margin for error right now. We got to win these games. And Malik has to be the guy to lead us to that. So that's why I think he's the most important player. And I said this months ago. You can go back and check the footage. I think Malik is the most important player on this roster because he has the opportunity to take these things by the ring and become QB1. Play lights out. I want Malik to play so well that Sark has to really think about making a decision once Quinn gets healthy. That's how well we need him to play. Not how well I want him to play personally. I want him to be the best. I want every player that suits up here at Texas to give their best version of themselves. But I also understand that we need him to be his best version of himself too, because when any player at a competitive level is the best version of themselves, it only makes the team better. You guys know that. Look, I'm in the military. You guys know that. You guys been rocking with me for 2-3 years now. You guys know that I'm in the Air Force. And, I'm learning about some stuff now. I'm in school right now for the next year. And one thing that we say is I'm going to kind of relate the situation for Malik Murphy to some of the studies that we are doing here in my Air Force studies right now. And so we're basically saying that when a country is backed into a corner and they have nothing to lose, they're willing to take a lot of risk, right? They're willing to take a lot of risks that they have to do to win a war because they have nothing to lose. Malik Murphy is that country that has nothing to lose. That's why I think we're going to see our best version of Malik Murphy because he is going to come out here. He understands if he just toes the line and keeps head above water and doesn't show how special he really is, then as soon as Quinn comes back, the job's his. And even if he plays great, you never want a player to lose your job to injury. But he also understands that in this next season here, Malik has to make this very interesting. He got to play great. And I think he knows that because in this next season, we're going to have a great quarterback battle, folks. If Quinn ends up going to the league, if Malik stays and Arch stays, Arch Manning versus Malik Murphy for QB1, and we got film on this guy that, let's say Malik does great things. Let's say he wins 3 or 4 games for us and he looks spectacular doing it. He understands he has to be spectacular because I think he knows that the audience of Texas wants to see the shiny new toy. They want to see Arch Manning play. We've been waiting for it all year. But this fan base loves Malik Murphy. We love Malik Murphy. When he got to get some playing time in that first game of the season, the crowd went wild because they understand what he means to this team and how important that of a player that he is going to be in this team. So, folks, I tell you this, like I said before, I told you, look, folks, I told you just months ago, he is the most important player in this team. Even if he doesn't see the field, he's the most important player in this team because we cannot afford to have an opportunity where we have to start a true freshman. And that true freshman has to come in and do great things on this roster that is completely loaded and locked and loaded to go win a Big 12 championship and maybe further. We cannot put all that pressure on a true freshman. Only seen a couple true freshmen do that. Trevor Lawrence. Who else? Who else? Trevor Lawrence came out and won a championship. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's more. I didn't really, do the research on it and everything, but it's hard for a true freshman to do great things. Hell, even the great Bryce Young, man, he didn't come in until he's a redshirt freshman. And speaking of Bryce Young was out, some games last year. Who came in and filled in for him and won games? Jalen Milroe. That season could have went off the rails. They lost 2 games last year. Get it, understand. They lost 2 games by a total of 7 points between Alabama. Think if those 2 games that Milroe came and played in and the one that he started against A&M, think if they'd have lost both those games. It's a whole different season. Whole different season. I mean, like Alabama 8-4 last year. If Milroe doesn't come in and do what he's supposed to do and be the next man up and win games, that's what we need Malik to do. But I'm telling you, man, Malik is special. He's going to come in here. He's going to do his thing, folks. He's going to do his thing. I'm excited about it. I mean, you can see it. You can see it in his eyes, man. You can tell the kid wants it, man. You can tell he wants it. And it just seems like he has that aura about him. He has that moxie about him. You can tell that people want to follow him. They just do. Some people, when they walk in the room, all eyes are on that person. It's because it's just something about that person that draws people to them. And I'm hoping that translates to the field with Malik Murphy. Not only for his sake, but for Texas's sake too as well. Because Texas, underneath Coach Sarkisian, has built something very special here this year. A lot of talent at the skill positions, a lot of talent on the lines. And I think this is Texas's year to capitalize on that. And if this team was completely, fully healthy, especially with Quinn Ewers knowing the system and being in the system here for 2 years now, and this is his 3rd year of college, like this is Quinn's year, right? But for him to get hurt, to have a borderline 5-star quarterback behind you in Malik Murphy, now it's time for Malik to show people why he is who he is and why everybody loves him. I'm all behind him. Man. I think Murphy's going to be great, man. Let's see what happens here against BYU. Let's see how much of the playbook is open. But I tell you what, I could see Malik checking some of them plays and like, man, look, I'm going deep. I'm going deep. Hey, Worthy, I see you, baby. Go route. I can see it happening, man. I really can, because you can tell that you can look at him and just see he has heart, man. He got some dog in him. And I think that's something that this Texas team needs, is a dog, especially from that leadership position at quarterback. I'm not saying Quinn doesn't have dog. Quinn's a dog too. But something about Malik, man. He just has some moxie about him that you can't replicate. You either got it or you don't. And I think he has it. So look here, man. I'm excited about it. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about Murphy possibly being quarterback 1 here at Texas after Quinn has his shoulder injury. And we'll see, man. I'm excited. But folks, on this note, man, in this podcast, like in all of them, do you? Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance. Horns always up. Hook them all day long.